Go live here in a second. What's going on, metalheads, freaks, and geeks? Welcome to the Hang with Hippie show. Just filling in the gap for Phil Mosley while he's out on Monday. Hope he feels better or whatever he's got to do. Hope he gets it done. Welcome, guys. Appreciate you stopping by. What's up, Tom? Got your webcam, bro? Would you like to be a guest? Did you get it all hooked up yet? I wanted to take a shower before I came on. I wanted to smell all pretty for you guys. Hey, Pete, welcome, bro. Edwin Crane in the house. Garrett Tholander. Big G. Tom Harhai. What's up, guys? Am I coming across okay? 5x5. How's everybody doing tonight? All you got to do is sign up, bro. That's it. I'll shoot you a link to your email. You can join from the browser, just from the copy and paste in your browser, bro. Bring you right to me. You have to allow StreamYard's access to your YouTube account, though. Cool. Thanks. So anybody know what's up with Phil? I didn't catch it all. I just heard he wasn't broadcasting. You should have access then, Tom. Okay. You should be able to do it, man. If you want to come on, just send me an email to metalheadhippie@yahoo.com, just like it's spelled in my thing. And I'll shoot you a link to the broadcast if you want to come on and say hi and check out your webcam and stuff. You don't have to, bro. You can wait till another day, though. Stink of scotch to coke and weed. I think I smell Pantene, Ivory, and some type of conditioner. I think the same thing, Pantene, man. Hey, Laz, what's up, bro? I seen your little impromptu ending of your last video. I remember watching that, and it just cut off at the end. That was funny. Funny you added that 30-second clip to the end of it, though. So what's going on with everybody? Let's find Monday night. It's 6:15 here in Alaska time. 10:15 East Coast time. Got 7 people watching. Anybody over in the sidelines over there, come out into the chat and say hi, man. Don't be a lurker. Show yourself. Come out with your keyboard high. Lost my train of thought on that one. Anybody want some ASMR? I crumple all my I crumple all my bottles up, throw them in the trash, and then I burn it later. It was meant to be, Gary. What the hell, bro? Got to break up the monotony and nothingness that survives on this channel, right? It made my eyes water a little bit. I thought it was funny, man. But hey, to each his own, right? Come out and say hi, man. We got 9 people in there. I see like 5 people typing. If you're hiding, come on out. Well, so far we got Gary Thorlander, Notorious B.I.G.G., Tom Harhai, Pete Hickson, Edwin Crane. Who else we got in here? Music Therapy Laz. And then we got 4 people that don't care to be noticed. How do you know it's the young people stuff like Logan Paul? How do you know is the young? I don't get what you're saying, bro. Dude, if you don't know Logan Paul and Jake Paul and all that stupidity out in Hollywood, you're under a rock. And then you get some of that stuff in your YouTube feed, shows you what's popular. Like, I mean, I show up there all the time. I mean, they're always showcasing my channel and stuff, so everybody knows me. But yeah, it's me and Logan Paul neck and neck in the feed there in Yahoo or YouTube. Plus, we're buddies, dabbing all the time. Dude, I'm the hippest, slickest, coolest motherfucker on YouTube. I know it all. Got to stay informed, man. If you want to be in the in crowd, you got to do what you got to see what's going on, man. You got to be there. Got to be hip to be square. Remember Huey Lewis? It's hip to be square, man. Nah, I don't do PewDiePie. I don't see what the big deal is with PewDiePie, man. Just don't. I subbed him because he was in that battle with that Indian channel, whatever it was, the broadcasting, whatever they do over there, Bollywood or whatever. Once he got over 20 million or something, I unsubbed. he doesn't do anything that interests me. Neither does Logan Paul or Jake Paul. But they're just there. You got to deal with them. High five people. Gee, you wouldn't high five me, bro? Don't leave me hanging. I thought it was India, dude. Now you got to go back a little ways, bro. I don't know what's going on now with K-pop, but there was some type of like Bollywood thing in India he was competing with. Oh, we got 7 people. You guys chased 2 people off, man. Oh, you're just a cute, cuddly teddy bear, ain't you? We got James Mo in the house. What's up, bro? Welcome to the Hang with Hippie. The great Vanzini. Holy shit. How you doing, man? First time for everything, bro. Appreciate you stopping by, man. Oh, did he? How long ago was that? The one I'm thinking about was just recent. It was I don't know, 6 months ago, over the summer, I think. Got the great Vanzini in the house. Dang, went from 9 to 6 just like that. What happened? Yeah. I can't blame it on my kids, man. I just blame it on boredom, man. I live alone in Alaska, man, in a 16 by 20 cabin. I got to entertain myself somehow, man. That means watching a Logan Paul, Liza Koshy video or a David Dobrik video. Hey, what can I say? I mean, there's only so many YouTubers you can hang with live every hour of the day and stuff. I'm just trying to fill a void, man. Oh, Jana Marbles, yeah, I watched her a few times. She's doing stupid stuff now, but back when she was younger, doing the crazier stuff, yeah, I watched her. Jana Marbles. She still do that when she opens up her videos. Show Nice? No, I haven't seen that one yet, bro. Or Shoe Nice? Yeah. Yeah, if you guys are making videos and stuff like that with that new child lookout stuff or whatever it's called, just keep the conversation PG, and you don't have to really do that. But I guess, yeah, if you are marketing towards that age group, I guess you should probably make sure you tick that box. But if you're not cussing, swearing, like, I'll throw a few F bombs out here and whatnot and talk about some adult themes every once in a while. Yeah, that's not meant for kids, so I always check that box off. You know, especially if the video goes over PG or hits an R rating or NC-17. Like to keep it like NC-17. You know what I mean? I have Gary on, man. He takes me like way past R, man. Guy's a menace. Can't control him. Hey, the White Belly's in the house. What's up, bro? Metal Soda. Where'd he come from? There he is. He says WTF is Pootie Pie. You don't know the Pootie Pie? We got 12 people in here now. It's building up a little bit. Hey, welcome. Anybody in the side chat over there that's not popping up and working? The dog pile just jumped in. Cool. Hey, bro. I think it's the first time I've seen you in here. Welcome to everybody in the chat, man. Say hi to each other. Sub each other. Sub me if you like. If you don't, that's cool. But if you haven't subbed yet, you know, I'd appreciate it. If you're not subbed to the corresponding people in chat, check out their channels. If you like what they're doing, give them a sub or at least a thumbs up on their latest video and a like or whatever. Help each other out, grow a little bit. Hey Gary, did you go back? I looked at your account earlier, dude. You're still at 99. Somebody unsubbed you again, bro. You're just kicking mud in your wounds, man. Putting salt in the wounds. You're just dumping it in there. 100, 102, 99. 100, 99. It's hilarious, dude. Cool. Thanks, Dog Paw. Appreciate it. Check your email. Tom wants to join you. Okay, let me check it out. Hang on, Tom. Be right back, people. Come on. Come on. Okay. Hang on there, Tom. I'll be with you in a second, bro. Nope, ain't seeing nothing yet, man. Tom, it's Metalhead Hippie, yahoo.com. Same way it's spelled on my YouTube. I didn't get anything yet, bro. Tom, I need you to resend that email. I didn't get it yet. You either typed something wrong or Yahoo's like lagging really bad. Metalheadhippie, yahoo.com. Let me check my spam filter here. Nope, you're not in spam either. Still waiting for you, bro. Hey, Sandra, welcome. Mitch the Hitman. Hammond. What's up, buddy? Got 15 people watching, it says. Welcome, people. Let me know when you resent that. It should, bro. You've been playing guitar for a while, right, Banzini? Yeah, introduce yourselves, man. If you don't know each other, if you haven't talked to each other, just say hi, man. Tom, if you can still hear me, man, you know what's going on. I didn't get it yet. There it is. I got you, bro. Okay, it's sent, man. You should have it in a little while. Just copy and paste that into your browser in your StreamYards, and you should pop in. I think our boy Tom Highhar is going to pop on here. Yeah, I just sent you a link, man. There you go. Thank you, dear. See if Tom can figure that out. Get him in here. Say hi to Tom, man. Anybody else doing any guitar maintenance today? Great Vanzini said he just did a truss rod adjustment. He's waiting for it to settle back. I got to change my strings on my Schecter Hellraiser, my PRS T45, and then I'm going to put a new set of strings in my SG here. And I'm going to try to adjust the intonation if I can, because it's always been off on the top three strings, the E, B, and G. The intonation has always been a little sharp, so I got to figure out which way to pull it back to get it to intonate properly. Now, if it's sharp, do you pull them? Do you pull them towards the neck, or do you push them towards the outside of the body? If they're sharp, I would think you'd move them up towards the headstock, because if they're sharp, it means the string is longer, correct? And if you want to make it intonated properly, like dead on, with E, B, and G, you need to pull it back towards the headstock. Am I correct? Cool. Now, is that super shredder? Is that, you mean Sun Valley shredder, or is there a super shredder? I think Tom's having problems. So Dwight, you're saying here's the back of the body, okay, right here, then up here's the neck. You're saying go this way and not towards the neck. You're saying go towards the strap button, go that way. I sent it, bro. Hang on a second. Okay, I'll resend it. Okay, Tom, I just sent it again. It should be there pretty soon. Might just be the algorithm gods screwing with everybody. Okay. What are we doing here? There he is. Hey, we got the internet almost famous Tom Harhai here, moderator to the Hippie. Welcome, bro.
Thank you.
What are we doing here?
There he is. I gotta turn my own volume down. Is it echoing?
Yeah, you got the echo going. Almost famous Tom Harhai here.
There we go. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, you're still off a little bit.
Thank you.
What are we doing here? Oh, mute the YouTube page, bro.
Yeah, I just closed. I gotta mute the volume on. Hold on 1 second. Sorry about that.
Now you're 5x5, bro. Sound good.
There we go. Now I can just see the chat there. Is there any way to see that chat within StreamYard? Sorry, this is not set up very well.
Just minimize the StreamYard page a little bit and then open up my YouTube page chat, but just keep it muted and then keep the StreamYard page on top.
Yep, got it.
There you go. See, I see.
Metal. So what's up?
Hey, bro.
I look too normal. I don't think I look normal, but thank you.
Wait, you say I look like a freak or something, man?
No, I'm saying I don't think. Look, I'm missing all this here, and
Hey,
I should show you guys something if I'm going to be on. What do you want to see?
What's going on, bro? What do you got going on?
I don't know. What do you want? Do you want to see like a humbucker guitar, or more like a Strat style guitar?
What's show me your main axe.
I'll tell you.
Or your very first guitar.
You know what? I don't have. I'll show you this. I don't have my very first guitar, but the very first good guitar I have, which is a 91 or a 92, I think it's end of 91, so it's probably 91 Les Paul Studio. I got it when I was like 14 years old or something. I sold it when I needed money, and just last year a buddy of mine bought it. He found it because I knew the serial and everything, and I had scratched my initials on the inside of it. I put my initials on the inside of it, so I knew that was the one. He bought it on Reverb, and he surprised me, and I thought it got away again. It was like $1,000. They wanted on Reverb, and I was like, I don't have $1,000, and I thought it was going to get away again. He bought it and surprised me.
Yeah.
I mean,
Awesome.
that was cool.
Sweet.
So I can show it to you. I have, I'll get, it's missing the rhythm pickup, not because I was going like, just bridge humbucker full, rock metal. I'm actually changing the pickups in it. So that's why the neck pickup's out, but I can show you anyway. Let me get that. I'll be right back. I don't even know if this is in tune, but you can see, this is weird doing on camera. It's backwards. You can see I'm changing this one so it's out. So that's just empty, but this is still wired. I don't have any amps in here, but I mean, it's still, it sounds great. Way out of tune.
What is it? What is it now?
It's a Les Paul Studio.
All right.
So it's the, no binding because it's a studio, but it was the black with gold hardware. And then,
Now, did it come black like that, or did you
yeah,
polish it?
no, that's how it came. Yeah.
Okay.
It's like 91, I think either 91 or
That's
92.
a junior or what?
No, it's regular. I just took this pickup out. I'm putting a new one in.
Okay, I can't see the cavity there
Oh
anyway.
yeah, here, let me see if I can get on the light. You can,
Okay.
lighting's bad because I'm right here beyond the camera is a closet, and I have all my gear in a closet. So I had an extra closet I wasn't using. So this is actually facing into a closet. So that's why the angle's really weird when I'm trying to move this, because if I move too close, I'm going to smack the headstock into a shelf.
Yeah, don't do that, bro. You know that gives them head socks. Snap.
Oh yeah. Surprisingly, I've never broken one.
Yeah, you got to be trying, man, or just totally careless to break one.
Is concessions open? Is there snacks later? What's going on? I don't know. Are there snacks, Metalhead?
I don't know, bro.
Oh, thanks.
Maybe if we have an intermission or something like that,
Yeah, right.
Slayer Gary Holt and Cinch Les Paul, Red Binding,
I'm
and
going to
Big.
grab something else quick. This isn't even in tune, but I want to show you something else anyway. You'll dig this.
If it's sharp, move it. See, now you got me confused, Soda. Sharp towards. If it's sharp, move the saddle back, and if it's flat, move it towards the headstock. Okay. So basically, what you're saying is because it's sharp, I need to make the string longer, which means move it away from the headstock or move it towards the headstock.
Now this is fun. Look at that color. That's
Oh,
not really
sweet.
fun. So
Oh,
it looks almost baby blue on camera, but it's actually surf green.
that's a Schecter, right?
No, nags.
Looks like a Schecter Solo 6.
Yeah, it's a nag Steve Stevens model. It has the ray gun inlay.
Cool.
Nags is the guy that he was the top. I guess he would be the equivalent of like a master builder at Fender, but he was at Paul Reed Smith. He was Paul Reed Smith's like top builder, and he left Paul Reed Smith to start his own company.
Yeah.
This one's out of tune. I'll have to tune that quietly.
So is this your first time live or what?
This is my first time doing anything live. Yeah.
Wow, cool. Hey, we popped his cherry. We got Tommy's cherry.
It's a little odd feeling.
Yeah.
No, Soda, I don't have money. I really don't. I used to be married to someone who made a lot of money, and I bought a lot of my gear when I was married. So I have some decent gear, but that's why I don't have money.
He used to be a boy toy, is what he's saying.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah.
Also, I got this guitar for a screaming deal because no one liked this color except me. So if you
How
know
could you not like that color?
if you know what the brand new nags normally go for, I got it for about 65% off that price. So I didn't pay crazy money for it. Yeah, Nags. Yep.
Janice, welcome. Hey, sorry you missed part of the show last night. Yeah, we were kind of.
Yeah, they're like $4 to $6 grand, but I paid like about a third of that. Like, take 2/3 off of that price, and that's what I paid. And I sold 2 amps. So I think it's like 200 out of pocket, and I sold 2 amps I wasn't using. So
Cool, man.
but I mean, I'm sure Metalhead could agree with this. I'd give away all my material possessions and everything if I could take back some of the crap that happened to me in life. I mean, like the crap I've been through. It's like, yeah, you might have this guitar, but man, the experience I had to go through to get it was not worth it.
Yeah.
I don't know if anyone else is, but oh, I am wearing pants. I put on pants because I was going to come on live. I don't want to get caught in my boxers.
Yeah. I wear shorts all the time, bro. So I'm good.
I don't think I played guitar for like 2 days because I wasn't feeling that well.
You're not gonna pull a Gary on me. Wow, wow, wow.
I'll noodle in the background, but I always have had this problem. I have severe performance anxiety. If it's more than another person, if it's more
TMI, bro. TMI.
if no,
This is PG, bro.
I walked into that one. I walked into that. Yeah. Ooh, I did earn that one, yeah.
Fucked up.
But I mean, like I feel like my hands just tighten up and like.
Oh yeah. That's cool. Just act like I'm the only one watching you. Cool.
Yeah, right.
He's probably sleeping, man. He's pretty old. Quentin's pretty old, man.
Sleeping? He was up earlier, I know, but then I asked him if he left his groceries in the car. I didn't get any response. Did you see his video the other day?
Yeah, he was doing something and he forgot his
Kroger.
Yeah, well, he was in my live feed, went to the store, came back, and I guess he came back and forgot everything.
Yeah. That's funny.
Poor Q. Sucks getting old, forgetting shit.
Oh, man, I forget everything.
Dude, I could put my phone down. I had it just 1 minute ago, and I'm like, wait a second. See, I bought one with this funky-looking yellow skull, so it's kind of like bright.
Yeah. Oh, I like that.
I always lay it somewhere where on a dark surface, so it's like if I lose it. The only habit I have is keeping it face down and skull up.
Yeah.
So put it somewhere. All I gotta do is look for that yellow spot somewhere, and I'll find it.
Yeah. Yeah, I should get something like that. Mine's black on the back. I mean, if I put it down.
Yeah.
I guess it shows through though, so you can see it. But
and in with everything, yeah.
Are we doing aggro again? Red light syndrome. Oh, I must have missed that. Oh, the dog bite. I 100%. I haven't been on stage with pros really. I'm not saying that. I'm saying no idea because of tunnel vision. I get you, brother.
Yeah. I mean, I don't have a problem playing in front of people. I just hate it because I'm at this stage in my guitar journey where I'm not that good and I'll screw up a lot. So it pisses me off that I can't be better for the people that actually tune in and listen. But it's cool because they'll watch me now, and then 7 months from now they'll see a whole different player, hopefully.
Yeah. Yeah.
Once I get my shit together. But I should get my microphone sometime this week, and I should get my headphones tomorrow from you.
Oh, cool.
So I'll have that. So hopefully I'll hook up all my shit. So hopefully I'll be able to play over top without it getting really weird. And then one of these guys in here that are pretty good with OBS, I might try to get them to help me hook it up right.
Yeah. I'd like to set mine up. That would be cool. I mean, I've got I just have a little, I forget which one it is. It's a Scarlett. I think it's a 2i2 little interface.
Okay, it's not the Solo, is it? It's 2i2.
I think it's a 2i2. It's red. I don't know. I've had it for a number of years. And then I got these. What are they? They're biodynamic DT8. I think it's 880 Pro. I don't know.
What they run you?
Oh gosh, I don't even remember. I can look it up. I don't know what they run. I bought this so long ago. Let's see what they were like. They're right around 150, 170 bucks. It says now, brand new.
Yeah.
I think they were cheaper when I got them though.
Now, are they just stereo headphones? Are they for?
Yeah, no, they'll work. They're like studio grade, but I used to use them a lot because my son is so sensitive to sound and stuff. And I like, I've got an old tube stereo, vinyl records, and I love just putting the records on and cranking it. But it just, he couldn't handle it. So I got ones that were, decent amount of volume in headphones, so I could still get that cranked feeling because they have this part right here is like an open. They're an open headphone, so it's not everything pummeling into your ear. You get a more balanced sound, and so you're hearing a little bit of the outside environment. You don't get the full closed off sound like you would with, old school style studio headphones. But they're, it's a cool, trade off for when you listen to music. So I got them initially to listen to music. So
I appreciate that, Mitch.
oh, thanks, Mitch. Oh, give me your coins.
Yeah, no cover charge. Yeah, sometimes that liquid courage helps, man. I don't drink, so I kind of gotta suck it up.
Well, the only problem with that is then, like, the next morning you think you played better than you did.
Yeah.
Then, like, thank God they never, when I was
Then 2 years later, you see
doing
it.
that, they never had video of it. So, but I've heard stories of people, that, friends video it and show them the next day and they're like, nah,
Yeah, 2 years later, you find it on YouTube and it's like,
yeah, right.
what? Damn, I thought I sounded good. It sucked.
Yeah.
Then they blame it on the guy's recording device.
Yeah. Or the sound engineer or,
Yeah, that's what I do. I blame everything on myself.
Mitch, I'm east of Lancaster. So if you go from Lancaster and you go past Coatesville, I'm after that. I'm just past Coatesville.
Oh, yeah. I know Coach.
Well, I have a guitar I knew I should have kept but didn't and regretted it. Metalhead, it's your show, brother, so you can answer first.
What's that?
I'm sorry. Did you see Sandra said, do you have a guitar that you should have kept but you didn't and you regretted it?
I sold, not really. I mean, the guitar that I did sell, hang on a second here. The guitar that I wanted to keep, but I met some dude on Craigslist who wanted to buy a pedal from me. Or no, my amp, my 6505 Plus.
Right.
12. And he said, dude, is that a 400 SG or a Viper, LTD Viper? I said, yeah. He said, well, I used to have one of them in high school, man. So I lost mine. I always wanted it back, same color, everything. Blah, blah. So I sold it to him for 150 bucks. Had active, it was a Viper 400, Viper 400, and had the 8185. I wished I would have kept it, but I didn't pay much for it, and I wasn't really playing it. This guy liked it, so I was saving up cash to get something else. So I did. That's what I just sold that. I forget what I was saving money for. Oh, my orange, my CR 120. This right here.
That's nice. I like that orange. Yeah.
Yeah, 212 CR 120C Pro. Vanzini, thanks for the sub, bro. I appreciate it.
I noticed I'm looking at your picture on the screen, but it's making me look like this the whole time. So I'm trying to move. I got to adjust my camera. I don't have a USB extension cord, hanging around here. So I got to get one so I can reroute everything and put it on top, because here, I can show you this real quick. And then you can see how much I'm into this, kind of teal seafoam green color, because everything in my house is like painted that way. But
yes, sir, it is.
there's my computer down there. So that's running that. And then this is all of my, my automation and server crap is over there.
Cool. Yeah, you'll get it all. You'll get it all. I'm not set up the way I want to be set up either, so I'll figure it out. But yeah, Ben Combs is or Ben Combs.
Hey Ben, what's up, man?
He said, "Hey, is that Tom Harhai?" Yeah, bro.
That's what I look like. Scary, huh?
He's a virgin cameraman. He's like, we got him. No, I did. We got him first. Also, how much did you end up paying for your cam, bro?
I'm sorry?
How much did you actually end up paying for your cam?
I had some of that because I'm not always super picky about when stuff gets here. Like, I don't need it in a day, so I always, add on those, give me an extra $1 or whatever on Amazon if I buy stuff.
I got you. I'm saying, why? Hey, frugal, man.
Or I had, like, they screwed something up and it was like $15, and they're like, oh, we'll give you $20 credit because of the shipping and all this. So I had all this credit. So I think I had $40 or $50 credit, and I think they wanted like $80 or $90. I want to say $90 or 95, something like there. So I think I ended up paying around 50, 55, with the, credit taken off. But so I think it was 95 if I didn't have a credit. Does that sound right? Maybe it was less.
Did you get the 922X, the one I got, or did you get the 920?
Yeah, 22X, I think.
Yeah, that one's a little more expensive, but you shouldn't have paid that much. You should have only been paying like. I got it when it first came out, so yeah, I had to pay the higher price. It was like 105.
Yeah, let me see.
But I think they go for like 65, $70 now. Yeah, so I got it.
Maybe I did pay less than that. I'm sorry. No. That was right. It was $95.99. Do you know? I had a buddy that used to work for Amazon. Do you know how they do their pricing?
Uh-huh.
I'll tell you an inside secret, which is true. But so he worked in IT there. What they do is, if an item like that Behringer pedal, I hope they don't do this, because what they do is, if an item becomes suddenly popular, they follow the trends of how many people are buying it. And as the numbers go up, they raise the price.
Oh, definitely.
They're fluctuating prices, which most people do, but they were one of the first to do that. And
now you want to know how to make them go down?
Yeah, someone told me, but go ahead.
You stick the item I stick the item in my list, and it's like they know I'm interested in it, but I never buy it.
Yeah.
So it's in my cart, and next thing you know, I'll go back to check on it. It might be $10 lower, then it's $15 lower.
Yeah.
Then it's like I take it out and act like I'm going to buy it, add it to my cart, then I put it back in my list, and it goes down. So you always get like a 25. If you do that enough, you can get discounts on your stuff. You just can't be in a hurry to buy it or pay for it.
No, you're 100% right. If you do that little bit of just being patient and kind of plotting it out, such a much better deal. Supply and demand. Yep.
Cool.
Even 12 L's dog play. Those are nice. Those are great speakers. Heavy as hell, but great speakers. I'm just trying to look at the chat here. So how do you see? That's one thing I don't know. Like, that almost is like playing guitar and singing for me. Looking at this chat and trying to talk at the same time. Just get used to it.
Yeah. I mean, I've only been doing this live. I mean, I've been on YouTube forever, but I just started pumping out content.
Yeah.
But I've been, if you look at my thing, I've been here since 2010, but I actually been here since 2007.
Yeah, I mean, I joined I think 2007 or 8, but I just didn't do anything. And to this day, I think I have.
I killed one channel. Made this channel.
Yeah, that's cool. Here, I'm gonna put this down. I'm gonna show you. I'm not gonna sit here and keep getting up the whole time, but I'll show you real quick one more thing. The project I'm working on. I got a 69 Strat in a trade last year, and it was like destroyed. So I'm slowly, like, refurbishing it. I'll show you. It's not together yet, but I have the parts right here. So here's the neck first. You can see, the old. See if I can get this right way. Big headstock.
Yeah, Ben, don't forget my picks, damn it.
And this headstock was just thrashed, so you can see it's a little too shiny even. But I stripped it down clean. I got a new logo, put that on, and then I don't know if you can see the light reflecting off it. I did nitrocellulose finish on the top, and then on the back, I refinished the back of that, and then I just taped that off and left it
Is
out.
that a sticker or is that one of those soap stickers?
No, that's a real one. It's a I forget what they call them, the decals. Water slide decal. It's a real
That's what I mean, soap stickers.
Yeah, I ordered it from a guy online that does them like authentically. His are pretty authentic, but he even, I don't know how much he follows up on it, but I was ordering it and he said, "Is this for a real guitar?" And I said, "Yeah." And I shot him a snapshot, sent him a snapshot of the serial number plate, and he goes, "Okay," and then he shipped them to me right away. I guess he's too worried about people making fakes. Because his stickers are very accurate to the real ones. So, I got it because, Ben, water slide, that's it, thanks. The frets aren't too bad. I don't like little frets. These are your traditional little frets, but they're not destroyed. Now, I would say the first, second, third fret, your cowboy chord area, first and second fret, and third fret, those are they probably need at least some work, a crown to polish maybe, but they're so small to begin with. I think what I'm going to end up doing when I do it is just get them all replaced and put in either like a medium jumbo or a jumbo. I don't think I want to put in jumbos. They're a little, I guess they're 6100s and 6105s are the same height, but the jumbos, the 6100s have, they're much wider, I guess, from my understanding.
So you don't want to go stainless like everybody else and do fat or whatever?
I don't know.
Have to worry about them again. So what about titanium?
I have those on one and they don't feel any different to me. My issue is if I ever decide I want to get out of it and sell this guitar, the more stuff like that that's really far out of spec from what the normal thing would be, the harder it is to sell,
Cool.
Too normal.
Well, when I look at it this way, if I'm building something, I have the full-hearted intention of keeping it.
Yeah, I mean, but I've
use it the way I want it.
Yeah, I've done that before, though. I mean, I've gotten, vintage guitars before, fixed them up and resold them, and made a lot of money. So it just depends. I mean, I'm the kind of person that, I'm super thrifty because I have to be, because I have 2 kids and I don't, make a ton of money. But so if I can get into a guitar and trade for cheap. Oh, thanks, the dog park. Yeah, metal soda, they're wider. That's what I thought. I wasn't sure, but so I think maybe I'd do like 6105. Yeah, for sure, definitely, Ben. That'd be great. So let me show you the body real quick. That's the fun part.
Yeah, I'm down there, Ben. Hey, dude, the picks I'm looking for are like 1.0 to like 1.4. If you find a couple of cool 2.0 and below, that'd be fine. But I'm looking for 1.0 and to 1.4. And if you find a few nice 2 something millimeter picks, grab those.
So sorry, I didn't want to interrupt you there. So this one I just refinished. It's hard to see. Sometimes it looks almost orange, and sometimes it'll look almost a little bit pink, but it's coming up pretty good on the camera now. Red. It's I color matched a Fiesta red, but I didn't do it from the guitar. I did it from the original one. The guitar stole it from. I did it from it was a 63, I believe it was a Ford a Thunderbird, either 63 or 65, but I did it from the original car because, if you know the history, Fender stole all their colors from the car companies. They were using, what was it, DuPont and I forget the other company. I should know that. But anyway, so I color matched the color myself. It's all nitrocellulose, and then you can see in the inside. I don't know if you can see it there.
Now, do you have to buff that out, or are you gonna just clear it?
No. It already has some clear, but I'm gonna buff it out. Yeah. It's not finished yet. I usually leave them. I've done a couple before. I did an old Schecter Strat. I did. Here's the body from that one. It's all worn now. You can see it's starting to wear down and stuff. But like on this one, you can see that's much more of like while it's worn down. I played this one a lot, but more of a glassy smoothness. And I did this one the same, but I usually let them dry like a month or two, maybe 4 to 8 weeks. I like it closer to 6 to 8 weeks because if you know anything, if you ever work with the nitrocellulose lacquer, it dries from the outside in. So if you do it too soon, you can really mess up the paint. I've done that before. I only waited like a week or two, and I was
It's on like rubber, man.
Yeah, as soon as if you get it too hot in one spot, forget it. I mean, it's So I'm just trying to be patient now. I have it hanging in my closet over there, and
now when you buff that, are you like wheel buffing it with heavy creams and then you just go down, or are you just doing a light water hand wash?
I do a water hand wash. Then when I get pretty close, I do it like this one guy that I don't know the first thing about automotive paint and that kind of stuff, but I knew an older gentleman who had worked on automobiles, like repainted it, back in the day prior to machines mixing the paint and stuff. He just was a genius. He did all the hand mixing of the paints. He eyeballed colors and then he checked them and mixed them, and I love that. And he basically said, do it until you can pretty much look in it like a mirror. And this guy was like a genius. So he showed me a couple small techniques. Not that I'm good at them, but I try to do that. So what I try to do is I try and do wet sanding just on the clear coat, and then it's like obsessive. I'll get it till I can't see anything, and then when I finally get it to that point, then I don't do a real hard buff. I do it kind of slow and soft, and then I'll even sit there in front of a TV for hours, even after I do like almost like a wet or a cream, like a material type buff, and just go with like the buffing cloth, literally.
Dude, that don't look good.
Yeah, I know, right?
What you do? Cream for fun.
Oh, nice. Quentin, you have any pants on?
Quentin got pants on, don't you, Quentin?
All right, I want to hang this one up.
Oh man, we gotta mess with him hard, man. So he never wants to come back.
Oh no, I'll be right there. I gotta grab one thing. You all right,
buddy? Cool. Hey Ben, grab some specialty picks nobody else has or nobody else gets to see or gets a chance to get their hands on. Something unique from man. If you can get me some stickers too, that'd be cool.
My throat's getting dry.
NAM stickers.
How many stickers do you think they would sell at NAM if they sold, vinyl stickers for like a couple bucks that said Namthrax on them?
Yeah, well, somebody ought to, man. Just hand it like that.
Just make it like the Anthrax logo. I didn't tell you to do that, but
Yeah.
That'd be cool. I'd buy that.
Buy that for $1.
I don't know about that, Mitch. I'm not really good at I'm not really great at setups. I have a guy I usually take it to for serious setups. I can do, small neck adjustments or whatever, but if I got to shim something or if I got to do a major setup and the neck's bowing or something, I don't do that stuff myself. I do like the kind of the more the woodwork side of it. If I got to fill holes, even the wood, painting, that kind of stuff, refinishing. But I'm not really, I don't feel confident to do setups for other people. I barely do my own.
I'm the same way. I wouldn't mess with somebody else's guitar, especially if it was expensive.
Yeah. If it's my own, I don't care how much it costs. I'll mess with it. It's,
Yeah, if I get too far with the neck adjustment or something like that, I'll just I watch where I come from and I go right back.
I always you go slow, right?
Yeah, and I'll sit there and I'll look at my bridge, my saddle, and see how high it was before I adjusted it. And if it's too this way or that way, I'll make sure that I get it right back to where it was.
Yeah.
Always, if it's something I think I might mess up, I'll take measurements before I actually do it. But I know where I want my string height every time, so I do that pretty much on every guitar.
Yeah. I mean, you get to know. Oh, Ben loves doing setups. I think you're, from what I've seen of you do them, Ben. You know what you're doing. You're good at them. So I would probably like them more if I, and it's probably my own fault. It's like anything, guitar, or anything you try to do. I think if you
I
try,
don't know, man. He tried to make that pedal the other week. Did you ever get it working, dude? I mean, did you never followed up with that pedal unless I missed it? But did you ever get your pedal working? That's what I want to know.
actually, it should be like, oh, performance guitars is amazing. If I lived in LA and they were still there, I'd use them too. Yeah. What's that guy's name? Gary was talking about him the other night. Gary knew the guy. His name was, what was his name? Like Joe or something. He knew him, he said, but he was the guy that made the original gem for Steve Vai before Ivan had started doing them. And he's the dude that knows his stuff. I mean, that guy's like the, kind of like the way Jose was to Modern Marshalls, man. That guy was to, hot rodded kind of, 80s.
Now, am I going to get shot in the head because I'm going to say I don't like the jam? I just don't.
No,
I don't like the guitar. I mean, I can't use the guitar as a guitarist, but for
yeah,
me anyway, just the way it looks, the color arrangements and all that
yeah,
stuff. I'm sure it's a fine instrument,
yeah.
but the way it looks, nah.
I can appreciate the craftsmanship, the artistry, all the things they did, like as far as like engineering that went into it, but it's
Yeah,
not for me. It's just not for me personally. Like it's kind of like, a guitar player that you see and you're like, that's not my style, but I really respect what they do. Same thing. It's not for me. I can't, I don't want a monkey grip in here or anything, but it's cool that they did something different. It's really cool because if you remember when Steve Vai had that guitar, he had that green meanie on Flexible and Flexible Leftovers. And then he had a super strat when he was with Frank Zappa. And when that gem came out, I mean, that was like, you have a production guitar and you put a finger, monkey grip in it. That was, I mean, if you remember that was like mind blowing. People are like, I remember thinking like, is this going to fail? Who would ever do
You
that?
do that guitar, man.
Yeah.
Why would you do that? And then people figure it out.
I
I
guess
don't know. That would just seem like a careless way to carry guitar to me.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, now check this out. I'm one-legged on crutches, right?
Yep.
So I could carry that. That would be great for me. That would be a great novelty for a one-legged man on crutches to have because I can walk with my crutches under my armpits without using my hands. And to have that, to be able to hold a guitar like that and walk to my living room or anywhere else, like within 15-foot range or something like that, that'd be great for me. But just as, I mean, you got it hanging down here. And if you're one of those swinging arm kind of guys when you walk, or
Yeah.
you're clumsy, you swing around, bang, you're bashing people or bashing walls on it. Nah, I don't understand
Yeah. Yeah.
it.
Oh, cool.
69 SG, custom 70s.
Oh, man. I wish. That sounds nice. Oh, Dave Nestle used to work for Gem Guitars. I didn't know that. That makes sense. I mean, Dave's like a wealth of knowledge. I mean, that guy, you bring up any kind of guitar, any kind of, what did this artist use? What did this? He seems to know all that stuff, man. I think he did the monkey grip. Oh, wow. That's cool. Yeah, it makes sense. It was, like a flashy kind of thing back then. He certainly knows how to market himself. I mean,
Yeah, Ben, whatever little stickers you might think I like or picks mostly picks within 1.0 and 1.4, that's what I'm really looking for. And just unique picks that are hard to find or might only be at now.
Later, Pete. Yeah, Dave knows this stuff more than like, gosh, I mean, I've known some people that were pretty knowledgeable, but I've never heard that guy talk about something and not know what he was talking about. Like, I mean, if it's, you know, you could bring up, like, you can say 1987 gem in this color, and
Yeah.
you know, you can bring up some random guitar from like 1993, and he'll be like, "Oh yeah, that was made this year only, and it's this color." And what kind of picks I use? What do you use, Metalhead?
Right now, look at that. Right now, I'm using Dunlops. This is pretty much what I use for my thicker gauge strings.
Yeah, that's what I have too. The red one.
Yeah. Then the black one. If I use anything above an 11, I use the thicker. These are like 1.2, I think, or 1.4.
Yeah.
It doesn't say on what they are.
Okay.
But they're Dunlop USA, the red one, and it's
like a Jazz 3.
Yeah, it's a Jazz 3.
Yeah, that's what I use too. I mean, this is what I've now. It's just you can't see it. It's Fender extra heavy, but I'm not super picky. I'll grab whatever's sitting around. But if I have my choice, I like the pointiness on the edge of the Jazz 3 is, I think, a lot more articulate.
I'm the same way.
Yeah. But
yeah, when I'm playing a heavier gauge string, I like a thicker pick. But if I got like 1046s on there, like Polywebs or something like that, I might use a Jazz 3 like 1.0.
Yeah, I've been trying like the 0.88s, like the oh, those are cool. I've never tried that. Those
Cool, bro.
Try out for you. Have you ever tried those, Metalhead?
What's that?
Ben said he was going to include some gravity picks for you.
No, I have never tried them and stuff. I pretty much I use Dragonheart for when I'm like really thumping, and that's a 2.0. That's 2.0 millimeter pick. You know, so that's pretty heavy. That's pretty heavy. I don't have my toolbox out right now, so I don't know. Let's see.
Okay, I've seen this. Isn't there? Gosh, what's his name? Jack Black. Doesn't he use those?
I think he has, yeah.
Him and the guy. What's it called? Kyle. I cannot remember. They play acoustic music.
And then I use the black Jazz 3s.
Oh, just a hangover band. Yeah, those Jazz 3s are nice. Just a hangover band. That's enough.
Red ones are a little slicker and a little thicker, and the black ones are a little pointier and thinner. Dusty.
I can't get this to stay right. I'm trying to do that Paul Gilbert, like, 20 years on and still can't do it. You know that. You probably can't hear that.
I can hear it a little bit, yeah.
I don't know if it's weird because I'm left-handed, but I started right-handed, so I always played right-handed.
Cool.
But this hand has always been super strong because I'm left-handed, but my picking hand has always been weak because it's not my dominant hand. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's weird. Like this hand never gets tired doing like legato shit. Like never. Because you have the more dominant hand on the neck, but then the converse aspect of that is, for me, man, it took years to even be able to like pick stuff cleanly through because it just feels so weird to have your non-dominant hand right there.
Yeah.
But someone was asking me the other day, they're like, what does that feel like? I'm like, normal. Everyone's normal is what they're used to, right?
Yeah, some people are like that. See, I used to be able to throw left and right-handed, but I couldn't.
Wow, ambidextrous.
Yeah.
That's cool.
I couldn't hit the ball with the bat. left-handed.
Oh, okay.
Totally weird. I hate, well, hate to say this, but I swung like a girl, I guess, if you was. Sorry, Sandra.
Hey, you said it.
Don't unsub me, man. Don't unsub me.
Oh, Ben, you left-handed too? Left-handed brothers. Nice, man. Oh, wait, down here. Nice. That's awesome. I always thought it made more sense because, I have so much more strength in this hand.
Hey, he's a movie star. Look at him.
You probably can't hear anything there, but
Nah. Now, is that guy just wore out from years of playing or what?
this guitar is the one I probably played some of the most. It's a LSL, like S style, I guess, if we don't want to get in trouble.
Yeah.
But, I mean, this neck's just it's a maple neck that's just thrashed.
Okay, so you put all those scars on there yourself or what?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wow. Now, is that genuine or you just scrape that off?
No. The neck is genuine. Now, the back, when I got it, all of the paint was coming off.
Yeah.
So the neck already had some wear when I got it, and I just added to it. So this was already pretty much done when I got it. And
Yeah.
I looked up back at the guitar. I found it when it was new, and it didn't look like that. So it wasn't relic that way at the shop. If someone else did it, I don't know. But the back was all coming off, so I smoothed it because it was kind of rough.
Yeah.
But and then over time, it just I have really corrosive sweat. I go strings like nuts. I mean, I can play a guitar for a couple hours today and then a couple hours tomorrow, and the strings will start to get like those little rust marks on between every fret around.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what guitar I play, and I always thought that was normal. And then someone's like, "Dude, you got some acidic sweat there."
Yeah, mine's not too acidic, but I got oily fingers. My fingers.
I wear their maple fretboards, man. I wear through that shit.
Wow.
Yeah,
I don't have anything maple yet. The only exotic board I got is that Palfaro on there, and that's that's a pretty hard wood.
Yeah, I tend to prefer either Palfaro, ebony, or rosewood. Oh, you want to see the Marshall? I can show you that.
I'd like to have something in ebony neck.
I can't move this camera over, but I can kind of show you. So that's it's backwards. Good eye though. Oh, I don't think I could get over there to show you, but that's the best I can show you from there. It's backwards, but it's a 71 100 watt, so it's a metal panel. So it's still point to point turret board wired, pre 74. When they changed to PCBs. But it's 71 100 watts, lead spec. Doesn't have any changes, no master or anything. Yeah, I mean, I hear you, Mitch. I think that's what I struggle every day is synchronizing. I do that since I do the exercise. I mean, sure everyone doesn't go to warming up to it 1, 2, 3, 4 on every fret, and then coming up, on everyone like that. Keep going up.
Hey Tom, you're clipping a little bit. I think it's because when you moved your cam, I think you might have did something.
Oh man, I'm sorry.
You were like going in and out muffled.
Am I better now?
Yeah, you're good now.
Okay. So I'm sure everyone's done, the exercises where they play all across, just the frets 1, 2, 3, 4, or 3, 4, 5, 6, but 4 frets in a row on every one, just for alternate picking. I do that one. You can't really see, but like. And then
Yeah, you're cutting out, bro. I don't know what it is.
I'm still gonna adjust this. Sorry about that.
It's just like you'll be there, then you'll stop. You'll be there, then you'll stop.
Anyway, I don't have to, but he was talking about hand synchronization. There's a lot of really good ones. The one I like the best, RJ Ronquillo has a really good video about, 3 exercises you should do every day.
Yeah, I like RJ, man.
Dogpa, yeah, I gotcha. Like, where did that start? But he's got some really good exercises. This, if you've ever seen, now you might remember this, metalhead. There was a thing, was it in the 80s or the 90s, the Steve Vai like 30-hour workout. Have you ever seen that? It was in one of those guitar magazines. It was either in the late 80s or early 90s. Maybe it was early 90s. But basically, it was all these exercises Steve Vai had done. And if you know anything about Steve Vai, even if you're not into his music, and being guitar players, I'm sure most of you know this. And so if I'm repeating stuff, I apologize. But the guy's an amazing transcriber. He transcribed the whole Frank Zappa guitar book, and
Well, how many years did he play for Frank?
Oh gosh, I don't even know. Let me think. He was pretty young. I don't remember how many.
Yeah, Frank pretty much gave him his break. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's the weird thing, is Frank gave him his break, and then he got offered all this big money, with doing David Lee Roth and all that stuff, and he never, like Frank, it seemed like he's a cool guy. Like he just was like, yeah, go do what you want to do, kid. Like you're good. Like, But I always like the stuff he played on the Frank's album. The shipped. What is it? Shipped too late to save a drowning witch.
Yeah, I mean,
anyway, I'm having brain farts now. But the stuff that he did and the live stuff he did with him were just amazing. But Steve Vai just has an amazing mind in general, but amazing musical mind. Even if you don't like his music, I mean, if you want to learn how to get good technique on guitar, you can't go to many, better people that have been doing it that long.
Yeah, but I think for somebody to go to somebody like that, you would have to have some decent chops already. I don't think somebody at my skill level would even attempt to try.
Yeah, no, I didn't mean though, not like learning his music. I mean the exercises he shows are for any level, but they're just really good exercises to get your hands just to work together, and synchronize. Because I think that's one of the hardest things to do at any level of nice. I like that hat.
Fuzz Lord, yeah.
At any level of playing, I think getting the hands in synchronization is one of the toughest things. There's a young guy now, an English guitar player. I don't know if you guys know him, but Sam Colson. He's been on like the Anderton's channels a couple times, and he was on once with Bia. And oh, you know what? That's what it is. My guitar is close to. That's what it is, Mitch. You're right.
Yeah, I think you're compressing when you're playing and talking.
Yeah. I won't play. Anyway, yeah. Great Vanzini, transcriptionist for Zappa. Yeah. Oh, I didn't know the exact amount of time. Thank you. He said 3 years he played for him. But now I don't remember what I was saying. That's why I'm old and I have brain farts.
Yeah, I'm the same way, bro. Don't feel bad.
So,
but anybody that's into fuzz and boutique fuzz pedals, go check out Jason Johnson at Fuzz Lord Effects. He's on the YouTube. Just check out Fuzz Lord. That's all you got to do. It's got great merch too, man. Free shipping in the USA. $20 beanie, embroidered. Looks cool. Go get one.
I have a book too. So that's about hand synchronization. I'm trying to think who it's by. I have a guitar book that teaches you. Now you're not gonna be able to hear my voice, but it teaches you to do all those it'll use like a major 7 voicing, and then it's not using voicings based on actual chords. So this is gonna be weird. It's gonna be backwards. So, but they're like a major 7 voicing, but then they'll reverse the voicing like this. So it's kind of like a diminished thing, but they're not doing it for the actual chord. They're doing it just for the finger positions. But I have a book that does that kind of stuff, and then there's these nice little finger picking exercise for it, and that's helped me a lot. I don't know if you can see it right. Probably can't see it right there, but there's a line here, there, hidden in that one, hidden across this one, and up through there. And that was where my hand basically spilled out like guts. Last year I was, had it ripped open by a dog, and then his 2 canines went in there and there, and that sucker wouldn't let go. But that really helps. I'm trying to get the strength back in this hand, and that's helped me a lot, doing those finger picking things. So,
wow.
I don't know if you ever tried any of that, but I could, I could always scan in like 1 or 2 pages of it if you want to try Metalhead and just email it to you so you could check it out. Like some of the, I don't know if I could scan the whole book in for you. That might take a long time, but I could send you a couple pages to check
Just
out.
let me know the book because I might be able to find it on.
Yeah, I have it in the other room. I'll have to look it up. I forget what it's called, but the guy knows his stuff. He's a really good player.
Well, I have that book thing on Amazon.
Yeah.
Sometimes I can get music books on there.
Oh, cool. Yeah. Ben said he's on the hunt for a fuzz during his trip. What do you suggest to him?
Right now,
Yeah, you know a lot more about fuzz than me, so
what
you.
totally depends on what kind of fuzz you're looking for. I mean, fuzz is a fickle thing, man. I mean, if you're looking for doom, I could drive you that way. If you're looking for Pink Floydish stuff, just best thing I can say is now these two pedals right here, brand new reissue off the 73 Rams head. This one here is $24. This
YouTube.
will get you Doom for $24, but it will not get you this. And this is a totally different fuzz. So these are two totally different animals. This is $100. This is $25. I like the $25 pedal. This is something that somebody that can play actual decent guitar already would probably really enjoy this pedal. But for Doom, it doesn't do this. I can get some deep marky stuff with it. And if you want a beginner pedal for $75, piano, big muff piano. That's free, right?
Yeah, I love, dude. Paul Kossoff, man, that guy was a master. I think he's so underrated.
Yeah.
Just his sound and just his touch and feel, and like he doesn't just play that open A all the time. He'll hit this, or he'll hit it like this. Which I can't even get, but he'll get that low A up there, and he just makes it sound like it reminds me of like Hendrix or Stevie Ray Vaughan or Eddie Van Halen or any of those guys. He just had that thing, like just it sounded good when it came out, like how it was supposed to sound, even live with those guys. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When you see a band, it's like when you see a band and you're like, they're that good live. You're like, oh, it wasn't studio magic. They are that good.
Yeah. I kind of, back in the day, you got a lot of that because recordings really weren't that good. So they basically, the recordings were good, but
Yeah.
they didn't translate live because they had to manipulate it so much to get it to sound good in the studio that when it came out live, it didn't have any of the sugarcoating on it. So
Right.
if you were the kind of musician that had to be uh, pulled along in a song to get it right in the studio, when you came out live, you just kind of like you were just mimicking. To me, you weren't playing the song; you were just mimicking the recording.
Yeah.
And it usually sounded shitty because it was over processed in the studio, and then when you brought it out into the live setting, it just didn't sound the same.
Yeah. Well, I had a big. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was just saying I heard a lot of bands back in the early '80s,
Yeah.
mid '80s that sound good on record, but you get them live, they sound like total shit.
Oh, crap. Yeah. Yeah. I went to school for like audio engineering and recording for a while too. And I spent like a week. We had, oh my God, Ben, you're so 100% right. It's just like the best tone, at least for what I like. So far, Carolina Reaper is the best one. I haven't tried that Carolina Reaper. I haven't tried a lot of fuzzes, but I'll show you the two I've got. They're right here. I don't want to keep getting up on you, but.
Oh, and just to keep you updated on the hunt for the SF 300 fuzz,
I'm going to show you. Yeah, let me know. I'm going to show you what I'll show you these two first, and then I'll show you what my current favorite pedal is. It's the only LPD pedal I have, but if it's any, kind of example of how the rest of them are, I think I just need to get all of them. But so I picked these up at there's a Philly guitar show. So they have one in, I think it was October, November. I think it was October. I picked these two up. The guy gave me a really good deal.
Sweet. Well, they're like 120 bucks normally, right?
Yeah, the one's a fuzz face and the one's called the BOG, Band of Gypsies. So the fuzz face, I guess, is supposed to be closer to like an NK 275, like a germanium, kind of like a pre 68 or 69, or maybe like a 68 pre 69 fuzz, or pre 70 depending. And then the Band of Gypsies is supposed to be kind of more like a hot, like a BC 108 kind of, like he used in Band of Gypsies, hot silicon fuzz. And that's, probably my top 5, if not top 3 albums of all time, Band of Gypsies. Just to me, that's perfect. Almost different, but just for me personally, I love that album. I don't know what it is, but, and then this is the pedal I'm using most now that I love.
Cool. Which one's that now?
What's it now? I'm embarrassed. I can't remember because I always call it the Grenade Lemons. Ben can probably tell you. I can't remember now. It's called the Combustible Lemons, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think it's called. That's bad. I'm sorry, Lawrence. I'm horrible. I think it's called the Combustible Lemons, but it was like a limited one. But
yeah,
I can put this into my clean twin reverb, and it's like Zeppelin all day long.
I'm gonna have to charge Lawrence some residuals.
Yeah. No, I mean, that kind of just, and I'm sure he studied and worked on his stuff for years, but it almost seems like he came out of like a Jedi Knight. I mean, he's like Yoda. He came out of what seemed like nowhere and just like started just making gold,
I haven't tried any yet. To be honest, I mean, I've heard some demos of it, but I haven't heard like studio quality demos. I know RJ did a few.
Yeah.
And he rocked them out pretty good. I mean, as far as studio quality sound and whatnot.
Yeah.
So that's the best I think I've heard so far of one of Lawrence's pedals.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, the only problem there too is Combustible Lemons. Yeah. When you don't get to try it, you never know what the feel is. That's what the weird thing is for me.
Yeah.
Now I heard this and bought it sight unseen, but I had seen so many good reviews, and I saw, Ben. I think Ben, you can correct me if I'm wrong too, but I think you either have one or you had, you at least were, testing one. I think you own one though. I could be wrong, but Lawrence is just such a generous, nice guy. Like he's not. I've never met him on purpose, but in person, but on purpose in person, but just talking to him online and having interactions that way. Everyone he deals with, I mean, has said the same thing, that he's just a genuine guy, just a cool dude,
Cool.
So
yeah, he seems that way. Yeah, I've emailed him a few times because I have this.
Is that Ben? You mean Kevin Ackness? He's a monster. Oh yeah, Sean Tubbs does. How could I forget that? Sean Tubbs. High Rockway. That's nice, man. What is that? A fuzz?
No, it's delay over. This is like a delay distortion OD, but the OD pedal, the OD switch broke. So
Okay.
I took it apart and fixed the switch, but the ribbons that go from board to switch.
Yeah, the PCB ribbons. Yep.
Yeah, well because I was in there moving it and wiggling around, it snapped off.
Oh man, that sucks.
Now I gotta sweat the solder off the board and then and then try to get it reconnected. But I showed that to Lawrence when I had the back off of it. He said, "Yeah, it seems to be an easy fix." But I was going to send it to him to have him do it. But he says, "Nah, man, just go buy a cheap solder board." And told me what type of solder to get and blah blah.
Well,
I've soldered before. I did all the plumbing in my house, so I'm just like.
I wish you were closer to me, man. I just spent an insane amount of money having plumbing done, but I mean, well, you know how it is that it's like, it's not like I couldn't have it done. I couldn't just say no, just leave the crap in my basement,
Besides putting the kitchen in your house, it's the most expensive thing you can do to your house.
Well, my mom said now, she said, you need to go back to school and become a plumber because that's a lot more than you make.
Oh yeah. Yeah, my nephew, he's a plumber. He's killing it, man.
Well, I'm curious, and you can tell me maybe then because you said your nephew's a plumber. I said I'll do that if it's good money. I'm not, I'll do whatever I can make, decent money to support my family. But I have a really weak stomach. Does he encounter a lot of like horrendous situations?
Oh, you mean as far as like
Just
toilet overflow stuff?
yeah, I mean, like I vomit easy.
I think he's lucky. I think he gets into the new construction industrial building and stuff.
That was my question. That's supposed to be where you want to go.
Yeah. Yeah, he does. I think he works for a guy that gets contracts to build, bigger buildings like in shopping malls, stores, stuff like that. He's not an on-call. Can you unclog my toilet kind of guy, or
That's what I wouldn't want to do. That would just
no. I mean, if you're just an upstart, you have to be a good plumber to get.
right.
You have to be a good plumber to clean toilet or to drain toilets.
Right.
To get to that stage, you have to be a plumber. But
right.
he started out as an apprentice with this guy. This guy paid for his schooling and everything. Still works for the guy, and now he kind of runs the company.
Yeah, but he paid for his education too. That's great.
He's set.
Wow.
Yeah.
See that?
I think he graduated like top 5 or better in his class.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think a lot of people realize like what it takes to properly be able to do plumbing. Like you got to be a smart dude. Like I don't think people get how intricate that is.
Yeah.
I mean, you get one thing wrong, dude, and you're soaking a person's house in what you never want to soak your house in. You know what I'm saying? High risk. It should be high reward for sure.
No shit. Yeah.
Like when my plumber comes, I'm like, I have the utmost respect for him because I'm like, if you get this wrong, then I'm stuck and my house is not going to be smelling good. And he's a cool guy. I have the same people I've had for at least 5 or 6 years since I moved now. And I moved within the same area. I rented an apartment and I saved, up, and I just bought a house like 2 years ago, a small house, but I, still use the same guys, even though they're a little more out of the way because, they're so good. They never rip me off. And, I give them enough business because I've had a lot of stuff to fix in my house that they don't, they're not nickel and diming me or anything, they're good guys, but
yeah.
So, but I also don't treat them like shit. I was talking to him, they're like, oh yeah, we have people that come in and like treat us like we're garbage and whatever, just because we're fixing their toilet. And he's like, and this one guy who's, treat me like crap. And and this guy was telling me, he goes, I felt like telling him, dude, I probably make more than you do, like, he's like, but I was too classy for that. So I just didn't say anything. I said, all right, thank you, sir. And walked out,
Yeah.
So. Monty Python, there you go. Kidding it all off the ground, man. That is weird when they do that. Learn how to activate your black water tank. Oh, yeah, dog. I don't think I want to know that either. If it's the gray water, I'm cool with that. But So I have to ask you, Melhead, like,
what's up?
From like when you lived back, in the continental U.S., if you will, versus like living in Alaska now.
Okay, I'll take it. Yeah, go ahead.
No, this is a compliment. This is a compliment. It's coming. It's a backhanded compliment. No, seriously, did you learn?
I'm not an American, because I'm like.
Did you become more resourceful as far as like, engineering, mechanics, things like that? Because everyone I know that lives up in Alaska tells me you have to be. There's no option. Like I know a woman who I wouldn't think would be really mechanically inclined, and she's like, she looks at me. She's older than me. She goes, I was talking to her the other day. She goes, honey, you have to be. She's a homestead,
In certain situations in Alaska, failure is not an option.
You must want to die, right?
Yeah. I mean, if you're out on a snowmobile, if you have not taken precautions to keep yourself safe if something happens, You're just a dumbass. You don't belong out there.
Right.
But when I used to go out solo with one leg, I made sure I had everything I needed in advance in case I cracked up.
Yeah.
So, or if I got stuck or this or that, or I ran out of gas, my sled broke down, or my ATV broke down.
Yeah.
I always have precautions because when I go out and for a one-legged man to go out in the middle of the wilderness where things aren't hospitable, the crutches and stuff like that, you have to be able to think on your head,
Yeah.
like, bang.
Now, what do you guys have as far as predators where you are? Do you have bears?
No, we got some bears. They don't show up around here too
Do you
much.
get any like I'm trying to think of what would be there. Do you get any like wolves or anything else? Do you have any predatory smaller animals?
No, the only thing we have a few foxes around here. We got some moose, mama moose, baby moose. They hang around more here. The bull moose hang out pretty much outside of town. You hardly ever see a bull
Oh, the
moose.
bull moose. Yeah, okay. Because I know my parents ran into a bull moose once. They used to go up to Alaska. They went up a bunch of years in a row, and my mom said she literally had never been so scared in her life.
Yeah,
Like they're way huger in person. She said,
yeah. Well, they're thick as a brick too, man. I mean,
it's like a hippo hitting you.
I mean, if you know what you're doing, you can outsmart them.
Oh, really?
I mean, they're little pea brain. I mean, they're
Yeah,
moose. They're like they're not there, bro. You
right.
know what I mean? So that's why they're easy to agitate or easy to spook.
Sure.
Depends what mood you catch them in. Now, if they're rutting, you just need to stay the hell away from them.
Dude, I almost had a rutting deer the other day. Oh,
You definitely don't want a bull moose trying to rut you.
yeah. I've seen those videos before with a big dent in the side of the car.
They'll come in town. They'll come in town so damn horny if they can't find something. They'll jump on a little BMW or Volvo and totally destroy it.
I saw one where there was a wooden sign, and I'm talking, it was like a 4x4 wooden pole sign, and the moose wore off like half the wood in one night because he was humping the sign. It's like, all right, Ben. Thanks for hanging out, brother.
It's true shit, man.
Want that Sam Squanch? No, nice. Yeah, later, Ben. Thanks for coming, man, hanging out. And thanks for all you do, brother.
Mr. Coombs.
Hey, Ben, if you're still there, what you were saying earlier about Lawrence and the pedals, man, of course he's going to, give you the pedals to demo, dude. You're a good man. You're a good, great channel, good dude, honest, and, you have a channel for the right reasons, man, and that's why people like you. That's what's cool. So anyway, my 2 cents. Have a good night, Ben.
Harley Haggs, welcome, bro.
Hey, what's up, Harley? I think Harley still has Harley. Well, Dog Puss too, because he's got a classic one, and Harley and him, and I like yours too, Metalhead. Your what do you call them? Like the user tags. I think yours are the best. Harley's got a red light in the background, and then yours has the cool thing with the hat on in that one. If it's still the same, I think it is.
Oh, you mean my
What do they call those? Your icon?
No, I know what you're talking about.
It's right before your username. I'm just old. I can't remember what you call them. My son asked me the other day if I'm going to start dying.
The cover art for your video?
No. Like when they're chatting in the live, if someone's chatting in the live stream, or if you just go to someone's thing and they have that circle that has a picture, it's like their, it's almost like their.
Okay.
I don't know.
That's just a picture of me in black and white, man.
Yeah, I like yours though. Yours is awesome. Gary's got a cool one too. He's got the Viking helmet on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I was thinking about changing it, but I had it like that for like 4 years now.
If you do change it, you shouldn't change it to anything unless it's the fox hat. Like Metal Soda said, fox hat. Yeah.
There you go.
Avatar. Thank you, man. I'm such an idiot.
Avatar, yeah. No, I thought you were talking about the introduction.
Okay.
You got me brain dead too now.
I know. I have that habit. I do that to people.
Like I have Metalhead Hippie on my.
We'll take that out of camera. We'll take that out of camera. Don't need that on camera for you. Yeah. It's just, well, for me, it's all legal. It's medical devices, but
Yeah.
I don't think YouTube wants that in camera because although it's medical devices for me, YouTube calls it paraphernalia.
Yeah.
Which is funny because here I'll tell you a true story. I had a problem when I was younger for a while. I bit of problem drinking, and I stopped not because of I had any problem. I actually just slowed down and got tired of it. But I found out I had a heart condition. That's why I stopped drinking. But I never used any cannabis until I was 42 years old last year. Never used it in my life. Tried it. Well, that's a lie. I tried it once when I was a teenager. Hated it, and never tried again until I was 42. But just use it for sleeping now. That's it. So
Yeah.
And it's funny because I actually got one of my family members off of sleep pills and benzodiazepines by just using this instead. Yeah, it is sad to get older. I hate it. But in my head, I don't feel 43. I feel like 18, I just don't look 18. Yes. Nice.
Nick and Brown Camp.
Mitch needs to go to sleep. All right, Mitch, have a good sleep, man.
Mitch, thanks for hanging out, bro.
Yeah, thanks for coming, Mitch. That's me, Mickey. She's like, who the hell's that weirdo?
Tom Harhai.
That was good, though. Who was that? Who spotted the marshal in the background? That was good. I have a bad short-term memory. Dog, I can feel like I'm 30, but I recover like I'm 60. I hear that. All 18 inside. I like that comment, too. Don't want to get any copyright strikes. You have to be like...
Were you here when I played that D'Antwoord song the other day?
What song?
I said, were you here when I played that D'Antwoord song the other day?
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, they copyrighted me for that and made me put the license description in my video. For playing.
I thought it was like super like, I thought it was like if you do like Led Zeppelin or Van Halen or something.
Yeah, well, I just played it off of Spotify for what, 20 seconds or less.
That's ridiculous.
A couple verses of the song. Freaky, freaky, yeah. Fatty boom boom.
Okay, so that's my which direction? It's right. Oh, gotta go down. Up there.
You'll get used to it.
There it is. There. That's my 71 Marshall head. I don't think you can see my Metroflex from here. Let me try. Oh yeah, you can a little bit. So I have two 412s there. One of them has the 90-watt Cream Alnico speakers in, which I like. They're really nice for clean and for distorted. You can't really see around that corner. And then that's just a bunch of other junk. A little practice amp and a little Pro Junior, and then I can't get
what actual heads do you have?
That head right there, that's Metropolis Metroplex. It was black, but I recovered it in that color Tolex myself. And then I got those two 412s from Mojitone. I had them done in that color Tolex. And then I put, like I said, I put the Slush and Cream Alnicos in the one. And the other one has two Scumbag H75s and then two M75s. Man, my room is a mess. I gotta clean everything. And then up on top of there, you can see I've got an H9 there. That's the, what is that, a TC delay. And then most of my other stuff's put away, my other gear. What's up top? Oh, there's my aux box. I need to set that back up.
You got that 4x4 delay or whatever it is?
Yeah, that's whatever it is. The X4, I think it's
Yeah, yeah.
PC X4, whatever. Yeah. So, and then this is all the guitars on my bed I need to move. I think I got like 4 or 5 of them sitting on the bed, just getting in the way. So
Cool.
I have a small house, and I moved my equipment from the house I lived in when I was married to this house, and it's like trying to shove 10 pounds of what into a 5 pound bag.
Yeah.
But
Have you ever been to the Philadelphia Folk Fest, dude?
no, I just missed it this past year. I had a friend who was doing security for it, and I wanted to go, and I didn't. I couldn't because I had my
Yeah,
kid.
I used to run security for that too. I used to
Yeah.
do the I used to do the stage security for the
Oh,
artists.
cool.
Uh,
That's awesome. Yeah, that's a great event, man. That's such a cool event. I had my kids were going to go with their mother that weekend, and then she ended up not taking them, so I didn't want to drag them along. So
yeah.
how do I
No.
do the Metro? I
We used to camp out for 5 days straight, man, and just making it, because it takes 3 to 4 days to set up.
right. Yeah, it's a huge production.
Yeah. And then after that, once they set it up, then the workers come in, the guest workers, I guess. That's what I was.
Okay,
They're there for 2 weeks setting up.
just because it's so big, right?
Yeah, yeah. Because you got RV camping out. I mean, you don't
Yeah, I
have
think it's
water.
huge.
Yeah, you don't have water and stuff. It's not like an RV park or anything. But if you got a self-contained RV, they got an RV section, then you got the tent section, then they got the straggler section, people that just come
Right.
in bags and plastic bags and whatnot. But
Yeah.
yeah, we made an event of it every year, man. I did that for 5 years straight.
Wow.
Yeah, met a lot of decent artists, man. Met Arlo Guthrie. He was pretty cool.
Oh, wow. That must
Cookie
be cool.
Taylor. Met a lot of people, man.
Dogma says, "How do I like the Metro?" I love the Metro. It's got a usable master volume. I think it's the post phase inverter, the I don't know how you sell it, the LAR, whatever one. It's the one that the master's the one that they developed when he was doing the Metro amps pre-production when you could buy kits and stuff. It's the same one I believe on the Metroplex, but it's a really good post phase inverter, master. Which if you know anything about amps and that kind of stuff, you get more of closer to what it's going to sound like when it's turned up with that style master. But I mean, nothing sounds like it turned up, but even turned down, I usually run that with my aux, but even turned down, I mean, it sounds great. It's got a 66, 68, and a modded voicing. So the 66 is supposed to be like a JTM 45 or as close as you can get to it, without KT 66s and the right transformer. I think the transformer on that one has, I think, like a 4K primary as opposed to, I don't know what it is on the Metroplex. But and then the 68 mode is like a 68 plexi, and then the modded mode is supposed to be like a modded, kind of like a Jose modded Marshall. So but it's the build quality is amazing. I've never had a problem with it, never blown a tube, changed one preamp tube, once.
What are the preamps and what's the main?
So it's 312 AX7s, and then it's 4 EL34s. It's a 100-watt Marshall style head.
Yeah.
I'm a big Marshall head kind of guy, so that's why
I'm a 6L6 guy myself.
Okay. Yeah, I have a couple 6L6 amps. I have oddball amps though. Like I have an amp that only 30 people have, but it's probably my favorite. It's a guy named Doug Hoffman has a website.
Yeah.
Parts and stuff. But Doug Hoffman used to make amps for guys like Warren Haynes and some other guys, but he would ghost build them, so it didn't have his name on it. And so Doug Hoffman made a couple small amps. So I have an amp that he made, which is basically, and I'm not knocking 65 amps. I'm sure they came up with it on its own, but he basically did the same thing 65 amps is doing with small amps way before they did it, but he never went big production. So he did like a Marshall, like a 1959, like a plexi style preamp, and then he put it into a smaller wattage power amp. So instead of going into 4 EL34s or 2 EL34s, for 50 or 100 watts, the one I have has two 6V6s, and it's between 25 to 30 watts. And that's a great amp. And I found it on eBay like I think 12 or 13 years ago for $300. And the last guitar show I went to, a guy tried to give me like $2,500 for it. And I was like, no, thanks, I'll keep it. You know, it's like, so I found a lot of good deals like that. I have another amp sitting around here somewhere it's
if you own something like that and it's like not replaceable, I
yeah,
mean,
30 of them, you know.
if it's broke and the guy wants to spend money to fix it, I might sell it.
Yeah.
But if it's in good working condition, and like you said, if there's only 30 of them in existence, I would probably never get rid of it either.
And the guy that made them, you know, I'm not saying that he was like of this quality or that people respect him like, you know, Dumble, but if you ever look inside a Dumble and see how well they're made, I'm not into their sound. It's just not my thing. But if you look inside and see how well they're, or like another one is, what's his name? I can't think of his name, but the guy that does divided by 13 amps. I mean, they look like works of art inside. It's almost like, you know, when you see a redone hot rod and everything's chromed and looks beautiful. That's how this amp looks on the inside. You know, so yeah, I mean, I love Dan Bull. I watch his live streams all the time. Nothing against 65 amps. I'm sure they came up with the idea like a lot of people did, and he just marketed it right. But this guy did essentially the same thing in the 90s, and I got one of those amps. It's called a Hoffman. I think it's called H30, because H for head, and then it's about 30 watts. But I mean, it sounds great, man. It's only 2 6v6, so you don't have to, you know, it's more manageable.
Okay.
But the only 6L6 amp I have is I've got a 67 twin reverb, so more on the cleaner end of the spectrum. You know, as clean as you can get.
Yeah, but they got do they have decent distortion channel or not?
Oh, the 67 twin reverb? No, it's all original blackface, so it's all clean. That's it. Now, if you put it on 10, it will break up. But if you've ever heard, you know, a real blackface twin reverb on 10, it's not putting out 85 watts like they say. It's putting out well over 100, and it's like that's the only time. And neighbors, I had my Marshall on 10 once. My neighbor didn't come over. I had, you know, my 71 Marshall's 100 watts. I had my 85 watt twin reverb on 10 once, and my neighbor came over at like 2 in the afternoon, and I hear this, and he's a big guy, nice guy, but big guy, and I had just moved in. I didn't know him that well, and I said, oh, I'm sorry, was it too loud? And he goes, yes, it was. My 2-year-old daughter just woke up. And I was like, oh, I'm so sorry, dude. And he goes, that's okay. And he just leaves. Like, ever since then, I'm like, you know, my door's closed outside, and then his door's closed. He didn't have any windows open. He still heard it. You know, and it woke his daughter up. So from now on, I try to be, I wish Dan would still do those the video, you know, whatever they were called, like, you know, video vlogs or video casts, or I don't know what they're called.
What I want to do,
podcast is supposed to be just when it's audio, right?
Yeah. Well, what I want to do is I want to get a good ABY switch, and then I want to put both my 212s on and just crank the shit out of it and see what happens. But I don't want neighbors. My neighbors don't dare knock on my door. They just don't. It's like, but yeah, I know it's not getting. If it gets over there, it gets over there. But they're not gonna do nothing.
Yeah, I hear you.
Not that they're scared of me, but they said something to me one time, and I pretty much let them know. Don't want to know you. That's pretty much the way it was. Don't want to know you.
Yeah. It's funny. I'm kind of that way. Like, I'm not really outgoing with neighbors or anything, but it's cool because I live in an area that is getting more kind of like a suburban neighborhood, but I live in the last part that backs up to the woods, and all the houses were built in the 70s, and everyone who lives in my neighborhood is kind of a no BS kind of person like I am. Like, they don't get into your crap. If they saw you having a heart attack, they'd probably come over and save your life. They're great people. But if you're fine and you're just on the phone having an argument with someone, they're not going to come over and get in your business. They're cool people.
They don't hear you yelling for help, they'll just leave you alone.
I think he half came over because it was so loud. He was like, what's going on? You know, and I was, you know, like, so he probably thought someone was screaming or something. Like, what the hell is that noise? Maybe had a 61 twin forever, just sold a couple years ago. Wow. You must have got a mint for that. In the middle of 60 acres of corn. Yeah, cool. That definitely is an advantage. I'm getting tired. So, Mickey, was it a tweed, or was that 61? Was that still tweed, or was that like a blonde or brown face. 60. Is that blonde? I used to know. I don't remember. I used to know all that Fender, what year was what, and I swear it's the older I get, the more I forget. You know?
Yeah, I'm still getting into all the amps and stuff, but anything that's pretty much high gain, I've pretty much heard about it. But anything
Yeah,
that's
I used to. Well, you
clean,
probably know them. I used to have a. Have you ever heard of Bogner Ecstasy?
yeah,
I used to have one of those, but then I figured I had two other. Oh, it's a blonde. Okay, those are great amps, man. That's a great amp. 61 blonde twin. But I sold the Bogner because it was a 100-watt EL34 amp, and I had two other 100-watt, EL34 amps. So I thought it was stupid to have three of the same type.
yeah,
So I sold the one that was easiest to replace, because you can buy Bogners on Reverb all day long, But I don't want to sell my old Marshall or my old Fender Twin because, you can find them all over Reverb, but to find one that is in good condition is tough. Like when I got that Marshall, man, someone had spilled a beer down the vent, and it's original transformers, and they checked out and everything. But I got a really good deal on it because it needed about $400 worth of work. So I took it to my amp guy who, and I've rebuilt simple amps, circuits myself, but I wanted to be able to keep that Marshall and have it work for the next 50 years or more. So I took it to my amp guy and I spent the money. It was like $400, 100 of which was it needed new tubes, but and plus $300 of repairs, all kinds of problems in it. And now it's like bulletproof, Oh my God. They heard it from everywhere. They heard it everywhere.
uh,
Followed a friend from a liquor store. That's how they always catch it. That's hilarious. Wow. West LA in the 80s. So I'm curious, Dogpud, did you, were you hitting up like, Sunset Strip, Gazzari's, those kind of places? That was always my dream. If I could go on a time machine, I know that's stupid, but I would just want to. Oh, you said in the 80s, but I guess they might have still been, the bands were still there. Van Halen was probably on tour then, but like the, mid to late 70s, if I could have gone and seen those early Van Halen shows in LA, I had my best friend who I've known, gosh, since we were like 4 years old. His high school history teacher was a huge Van Halen nut, and he grew up in California. And he had audio recordings. He had seen Van Halen. He used to go see him every show they did in LA, and he even saw them before they were Van Halen when they were Mammoth. That's how much he was tuned into him. Like, he used to go to the backyard parties and stuff and see, Van Halen early in the day. And he goes, dude, I can't even explain to you, like watching Eddie Van Halen live, when he was, like a teenager, just, you knew he was going to be that good. Like you already knew he was that good. You know what I mean? Like he's like the side of the stage would just, or the crowd would just be guitar players like, mother effer, like how's he that good? you know.
yeah.
Metalhead, what would be your ultimate dream gear for live stage playing? Sandra said.
Uh, well, the biggest thing that I had that I actually wanted would probably be the was it? It was the Bagheera. It came out like 3 or 4 years ago, but they had problems with it. The Bagheera. Shit, you caught me in the middle of a brain fart.
Oh, it's okay. I remember those Bulgara amps came out. I don't really know the models though.
Oh, the Bagheera Tri-Rec.
Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah.
Remember that?
Yep.
Well, that was like a big thing for a while there for a minute, but then I was going to buy one right off the bat,
Okay.
but then I said, nah, I don't want to. I mean, because it was $700 amp, 6L6,
Yeah.
biased, self-biasing amplifier. So I was like, yeah, cool. Let me check that out. But then 3 months later, I heard somebody saying, well, something burned out in it and they had to replace it, and they were having a problem replacing the switch. It was melting and causing a short. And then some guy said, well, yeah, you got to go in and you got to take this apart and then put a clamp on there and then just bypass that altogether. And it's like the Q&A process for the amp itself. I just decided not to get it because even if they in their next post production line that they did, like the next line of whatever they were doing with it, they
Yeah.
fixed it. You still you still got to deal with Germany and the Q&A problems with all that stuff. So that's just like nah. But that would be it. And then
Yeah.
probably like a SG standard, Les Paul standard, or
Nice.
Les Paul Studio,
Oh yeah.
something that's affordable. Um, but like I said, I'd probably never spend more than like if I had like an SG, I would probably get the white SG standard, the Alpine white, or something in like a Burgundy Burst LP
Mm-hmm.
standard or something like that, or just a gold top studio or a gold top tribute, $1,100 guitar. I'm not I'm not the kind of guy that would go out and spend 3 to 4 grand on a guitar and
Right.
just look at it hanging on the wall.
Yeah.
And if I took it down and I dented a 1,300 or 350 or $3,500 guitar, I
Yeah.
would be pissed. I'm the guy that gets pissed if I scratch something that has a lot of value to it.
Right.
I mean, you got to live with it when it happens. But if I spend $3,500 on a Les Paul traditional, beautiful looking guitar, great instrument, and
Yeah.
I just happen to ding it, I would be pissed. $1,000 guitar, I'd be pissed, but I could get over it.
Yeah. I had that happen once with my kids, and it was like so hard. And it was my son that has autism, and he had no idea. But I had, well, I still have it, but I have a guitar that's a Les Paul, an unauthentic LP style replica, but to real 59 specs. I mean, real, the correct style maple top, and it's got the wood's about 100 years old, solid mahogany. The whole thing only weighs 8.4 pounds. It's light for Les Paul. And then I have, anyone knows Jim Rolfe, he makes what are called Rolfe pickups. They're ones, the ones I have, they're called 58 Pretenders, and they're supposed to be really close to a 58 PAF. They weren't cheap, and I had those put in them, and it sounds great. It's not my favorite now because unfortunately, the older I got, I like thicker necks because my hands, I have some arthritis and my hands cramp. It's a thinner, it's like a 60s neck, much faster neck, the way you'd see in a 60s Les Paul, or like a 60 Les Paul. I'm sorry, a 60 Les Paul, or like a 61 through 63
So
as
you
real thin necks.
so you like the thin necks, you don't like the C shape.
I like them. I don't like the thin. That's the only thing I don't like about the guitar. I've literally almost thought about re-necking it.
Yeah.
Because it's so thin. But I can't sell it because it's not legit. I tried to sell it once on Reverb. I got shut down.
Yeah. See, my hands are so meaty, dude, that when I try to grab a baseball bat guitar,
Yeah.
my fingers won't come up around the edge.
Oh, gotcha.
So much meat down here,
Yeah.
stopping my fingers from coming up onto the fretboard.
Yeah.
And then when they do, it's like, see, I got these big curvy fingers, cavities in here.
Yeah, I see what you mean.
So when I try to bar something, the string gets caught in that cavity.
You get like you get like that. You get that.
And I can't get the bar to come down unless I painfully bend my finger over to lay it onto the string.
Oh, you don't want to do that. I did that once.
And these other fingers come off the cord, and then I can't get the bar cord.
Yeah, you don't want to do that though. I did that for a while, and I was trying to, working on these, crazy, these kind of like, can't even do it now, but
yeah,
crazy voicings. And this hand, from pushing down like that, it started to hurt. And then I went and I talked to this when I was at school, so I didn't go to like a regular doctor. I went to like the health center, but they had a doctor on staff, and he goes, "You're probably getting like, either some carpal tunnel or some tendonitis from doing that. Maybe you don't want to stretch that far." And I'm like, "Yeah, I think I'll stop trying to do those crazy voicings."
yeah,
Because I would feel it just from stretching like that far, which, I don't have big hands. So to go like from the 3rd fret and then up to the 5th, 6th, 7th is not a lot for some people. But for me, that's a big, I don't have huge hands. They're wide.
yeah.
they're not big though, so that's a lot for me to try and read.
Mine are wide and meaty.
Yeah, I mean mine. You see how wide it is there, but it's funny because like my dad's hands are the same, and I've always worked on. Like I can't work on cars, but I've always worked on things with my hand and built and repaired stuff since I was a kid. And I'm of the firm believer, the more you use your hands like that, you strengthen them like anything, and they're going to get bigger and thicker,
Yeah.
But it's good. You don't smash fingers as easy then.
Well, that's the thing with me walking on crutches, man. My hands are just like.
Oh, they're probably super strong. They're probably like gorilla claws.
Oh yeah. Well, that's not fat. That's muscle.
Yeah, no, for sure. No, I have a buddy like that. I have a buddy like that. The first time he shook my hand, I thought he was going to crush my fingers.
Yeah, you see like the muscle popping up in here.
Oh, I can tell. I see it, man. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like. Yeah.
Yeah.
If I lost a little bit of weight, I'd lose some of the fat in my fingers, but still, I'd have that real stiff, rock hard hand and stuff.
My best friend's father-in-law is like that, and he was a mechanic, and then he worked in construction, and works as a carpenter, worked with his hands his whole life, and now I'm jealous. I forgot you said that the other night, Dog. I forgot you had a custom Max Baronet. Custom card to fit your hand. That's cool though. Hey man, whatever works for you. If a thin neck worked for me, I would definitely try it. But you said you have big hands, tiny short feet. Okay, so I mean, like I was saying before, everyone's different with their size, but whatever works for you. But you got a Max guitar, dude. You know what those things are worth now, Metalhead?
What's that?
A Max Baronet. That's the guy that made like Slash's original Les Paul. So he made like Les Paul copies so well before this whole Gibson thing happened years ago. He made them so well that people will buy his specifically just because it's a Max guitar. So they're probably gone up even more. I saw one a couple of years ago and it was like 25 or 30 grand.
Wow.
I mean, that's an insane guitar to have. I mean, wow. Good for you, dude. That's awesome.
I mean, I don't understand. I mean, I don't know if. I mean, I could be lying. I don't know. But if I had that kind of money, I still don't think I would spend it on a guitar like that.
My problem is, like, I was
going to go way up in value, and I kept it for 20 years.
Right.
I'm going to live another 20 years. That I would get like my money back from it or double it. That seemed to help a lot.
There was, I don't remember his name, and if I did, I wouldn't put it out there without him wanting it out there. But there was a guy, I know there was a guy in the chats a couple of weeks ago that was saying, when I was chatting with him on someone's chat, that he had sold, it was either a 59 or a 60 Les Paul to pay for his kid's college. And I was impressed. I was like, wow, that must have been tough. Like he bought it, I think, in the 60s or the 70s.
Yeah.
So you imagine that thing was worth 200 to 300 grand easy, if not more, It's like, that's worth more than my house. That's I just that I can't imagine, like these Dumble amps that are $50,000 or like a 59 or 60 Les Paul. I get it. I'm not an idiot. I know what supply and demand is, but just that one guitar is worth that much is like, I guess that's not as insane as the Strats though, because like, if you get a vintage 50s or 60s Strat and it's maybe this color, it could be worth twice what another one is because the other one's sunburst or black, or if you strip the paint off, all of a sudden it cuts the value in half. That's how I got that 69 Strat so cheap, because someone had repainted it and it immediately cut the value right in half. And I told the guy, I was like, it's repainted. This has changed. This has changed. And I said, listen, I'll trade you this and like $200 cash. And he's like, okay, fine. Like.
Well, what did you think of that? What was that, a 61 Fender that Baker had?
Oh, the 63?
63, yeah.
Oh, gorgeous, man. That's out of my price range, but man, good for him. I mean, that's awesome. That's a gorgeous guitar. That is like a dream guitar. That was actually the first one Hendrix had.
Yeah.
So before he went to the big headstocks, when he recorded at least the first album, I know he had that 63 white Strat. Or at least.
So what did he do eventually? Did he take I know he played a right-handed guitar just upside down.
Yeah.
Did he find later a left-handed neck and turned it upside down?
No, he just played right-handed ones like this.
Okay.
So his were always like.
He didn't do a Dick Dale and play the strings upside down. He moved the strings up. Right.
No, you're right. So Dick Dale, did them upside down. He played them with the low E on the top and the high E.
Yeah. But Hendrix didn't do that. Hendrix actually re-intonated and switched it to left-hand string.
Right. Which there's a video RJ did that's really good about that, and I think all that contributed to his sound, because then you have a really long string pull here. Let me just do this; it'll make it easier. But then you have this really long string pull up here for your thicker string. So when you
do you think that's better to have a reverse arch headstock on the fatty?
Yeah, I think it is, if you want that kind of sound. I mean, if you think about it, if you have a longer length on the on the low E, you have a thicker string, you want a longer length. I mean, there's a reason why basses are longer. Those lower notes require to have a longer length. So it's almost, the headstock shape's almost backwards as what it should be. So he almost has it the right way when Hendrix does it, because your high strings don't need as much. I mean, they can be shorter, But apparently, I haven't done it. I'm trying to think who did it. But I know a buddy of mine plays an upside down headstock like that. He said the tension feels more even. So high notes,
that's pretty much why Ola built his the way he does.
Yeah.
Because he's got that reverse headstock going on.
Yeah. But it's supposed to make bending easier even on heavy strings. Now, I don't have super strong hands, so I've been using 10s now, but if right after my hand was, I was bit by that dog, I tore 2 tendons and I destroyed 3 nerves. I'd have hand surgery, which was another fun thing. Then I had to sue the guy because I had to. I lost work, and then I also had to pay for $15,000 hand surgery since I work contract work. I don't have any insurance, So, so I had to go through all that. But to strengthen my hand back, I went back to 9s for a while. And it's weird then, because I'm so heavy-handed that once my hand healed, I was like, I couldn't play the 9s. I was bending out of tune. You know what I mean?
Hey, I'll be right back, man. I gotta use the restroom.
All right, man. All right. Got an ohm meter. Oh, you guys are talking about something else. Okay. Some people think the reverse headstock is better for tuning stability, but plus it makes it easier. Yeah, Harley, I agree with you. I think that's why it is too. But sorry, got a cut on my finger there. Steer the ship. Where are we going? You guys probably can't even hear that. Playing it for nothing. Pete sold image guitars to Rum and Wrist. Wrist got the Slash guitar from Steve Hunter. It was made by Derek. That was Chris Derek, right? Chris passed away, though, I thought. Oh, this is before. Okay. It was made by Derek. Yeah, Chris Derek. Not Peter. He also has some Max ones. Mine is not a Paul. Look at my channel header. Oh, cool. Still an awesome guitar, though, either way. Gosh, I haven't played any tunes in so long. I don't know what, I don't even remember any tunes. What could I play? Let's think. I don't know. So this is, oh, what's up, man? How you doing, Harley? How you guys can hear?
No, I think if I just want to 212s, maybe with vintage 30s. Maybe some type of orange head with something like that.
I don't know Maggot Brain. It's very tune. I should learn it.
Yeah, Maggot Brain's fucking hilarious. What were you playing, man?
I was just noodling. Just doing a little quick blues. Yeah, my problem is I don't necessarily remember a lot of the stuff I learned when I was younger because I don't remember all of the time when I was younger.
Yeah.
So not proud of that. That's truth.
Yeah, I know exactly how that goes.
I played a ton of Van Halen, though. I mean, that's the stuff I probably remember from muscle memory, but I'm not going to play that acoustically because it's just going to sound ridiculous, you know. I mean, if you just, try and do this, this does not sound right, you know. Whoops. It just doesn't sound right, without plugged in. Maybe I can get my amp set up another time and we can do that.
Yeah, get somebody that's good with the OBS and stuff like that, because that's my next step. Once I get all my stuff figured out with my microphone, my headphones, and everything else, I'll probably do like when I want to do like some fuzz demos or something that I know is going to make all the speakers and microphones push to their limits.
Yeah.
I'm going to need OBS for that.
Yeah, right.
Because you can't play fuzz low. You have to jam it.
You gotta slam that, yeah.
Yeah, making speakers work, man.
Oh, I never answered your question, Sandra. I'm sorry. Dream geared for me. I think if it was like if I had a roadie and they were gonna carry it for me, just give me a 6,800 watt Marshall head and two 412s with greenbacks, 25 watts, G12M, M75, and I don't know, probably a germanium fuzz face. Actually, that would be loud and noisy. Probably like, if money was no object, have someone like Lawrence make me a fuzz face, even if he's got to cannibalize another one that actually is quiet or somewhat quiet. I know it's not possible with a fuzz face, but and I don't know what else. An Echoplex. I like more old school stuff. It's just not practical, I thought about buying an Echoplex, and then I was like,
yeah,
no. And then I looked at one of those full tones, and I was like, dude, I don't play out anymore. It's a waste. I don't need one of those. But I have a buddy that had one of those full tone. They have a solid state and a tube tape echo. I think his was solid state, but oh man, they sounded insane. But then again, I have those the Eventide H9, and if I just want a little bit of reverb, a little bit of this or a little bit of that, that sounds fine. You know, I used to have the Strymon Timeline and also Strymon Mobius, and I never used them anymore, so I just sold them.
Yeah.
You know, same thing. I had a Kemper too, and I was never using it, so I sold it. You know,
See,
the
I'm not one for like joining fads or getting the fad gear that everybody else get.
yeah,
I just want what works and is within my budget.
yeah, I agree. Yeah.
Yeah, if I have the means to buy a decent set of pickups or something like that, or do something different to a guitar or set it up better, yeah, I'll do that. But I'm not going to go out of my way to spend 1,500 bucks for a Kemper or something like that. I don't need it.
Yeah, no, I mean, you know, and if you look at players like, what's the guy's name? Shit, I can't remember his name now. There's a guy, he played with the Allman Brothers before, and I know someone's going to probably know in the chat, but, and he plays like Squire Strats, like on stage all the time, and the guy makes, Jack Pearson, that's his name, Jack Pearson, and the guy makes good money. He plays with the Allman Brothers. He can play anything he wants, but he just takes Squire Strats on stage, doesn't care, and you know what? Sounds amazing. They sound like vintage Strats, and it's because he's that good of a player, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it's kind of like if you, I don't know if Metalhead, if you ever seen the old videos of the guitar player that played with, he used to play with Jeff Healey, and then he played with Melissa Etheridge, Philip Sace.
I think I heard the name before, but I'm not.
Yeah, he was with, well, I you know, he came on my radar when he played with Jeff Healey, because I love Jeff Healey, man.
Yeah.
I was in high school, I used to listen to him all the time. Just, you know, you remember that Angel Eyes?
Yeah.
I can't sing, but
I know the music, but I'm not really like.
So he was like Jeff Healey's backup guitar player, and he said, I met Philip Sace last year, and he was like, yeah, I love her. I said, I just want to tell you, you played with like one of my favorite guitar players ever. And he goes, Jeff? And I said, yeah. And he goes, yeah, it's a shame Jeff passed, because he said, I learned so much with Jeff every night I played with him.
Yeah.
But there's a video you can watch of him on YouTube, and he's playing through one of those little Yamaha THR solid state little tiny little amps. They have little 8-inch speakers in them, and it sounds like he's playing through 2 crank super reverbs. You know, I mean, it's here. You know, I hate to say it, and you know, I know you have to get your sound, like not you. I mean, like people have to get their sound, but I just never got one. Like, you know, people buy like, you know, every Van Halen guitar every year when they come out, and they're gonna like, they're gonna, you know, be shredding like Eddie and be able to tap every lick. I mean, it's just, you know.
Yeah, it ain't gonna get.
Yeah, Harley. Yeah, Jeff Healey, man. I mean, I know you know him, man, from, you know, from just, you know, talking to you in the past. I mean, and what era you played in, and I figured you'd know him at least. Yeah, he's awesome, man. But I don't know what it. I don't know, Metalhead, if you think. I talked to Ben about this once on his stream, Ben Coombs, and I think sometimes for people in the States, like Canadian guitar players don't always get as much press unless they're in a big band that comes here. Like, obviously everyone knows who Alex Lifeson is because Rush was enormous.
Yeah.
But you look at like, I'm trying to think who's the Canadian band, amazing band that he plays Sir guitars, the guitar player. Their other guitar player unfortunately just passed away. He's got a custom John Sir model guitar.
I know who you're talking about, but the name's not come to.
But anyway, both of those guitar players in that band were amazing. And I talked to people who had never heard of them. And I'm like, you'd never heard of them?
Yeah. I know who you're talking about.
Big
like a year and a half ago or so.
I'm sorry?
You Pat, the lead guy that was in the band forever passed away like a year and a half ago.
Well, he was a guitar player. I think it was sooner than that, though. The band I was thinking of was Big Rack, the Canadian band.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of the guitar player's name, though. Ian something. Ian Thornley, that's it.
Okay.
Did you ever see him?
No, I'm not familiar.
He's really good.
Music, but not the guitar player, yeah. I might know the music, but not the player.
Yeah. But I mean, you know what it is. Like, you see a guy play for 10 seconds and you're like, oh, he's really good. You know what I mean? Like,
oh, yeah.
You know, I'm like, oh, yeah, that guy blows me away. Like, and that's, you know, I just watched this video. I'm like, wow, like that guy's insane. But I had never heard of him until he was endorsing those guitars, you know?
Yeah.
Rick Emmett, Frank Marino, there you go. Kim Mitchell, exactly. Metal Study, you got it. Ian Thornley, that's it, yeah. Yeah, Frank Marino's insane too, man. That guy's so good. So it's on top of it, yeah.
Yeah. So who are these guys playing for?
Oh, they were just they're all different guys, but they're all Canadian guys.
Okay.
Yeah, Rick Emmett, I guess, played with who did he play with? Did he play with Def Leppard? Was that who he played with? No, I don't remember. I'm not up on it. But and then there's a jazz guitar player named Lenny Breau, spelled like the French way, Breau, I guess. He was an amazing jazz player. But all these dudes die too young, man. They don't stick around.
Yeah, it's a shame, man. Yeah, a lot of people I listened to back in the day when I was growing up. It's just a shame they all passed away.
Yeah. Well, maybe it comes with the territory. I don't know. I mean, I know a lot of musician friends of mine that have passed away. So who knows? But anyway, not to be a downer.
Yeah, Skinner and Richie Valens, a lot of those guys.
And I love Richie Valens. I love that early rock and roll kind of stuff.
Oh hell yeah.
That's one thing I wish I could play. I know that RJ Ronquillo does those videos like all those like 50s, 60s kind of like and like the Chet Atkins stuff, and then like the early rock and the rockabilly. Man, I love that. Maybe I should just spend some time trying to learn it, but I love that stuff. I just can't play it. Like that one. What was the album Jeff Beck did? Had a rockabilly stuff on it. He was playing that big black guitar.
Was that with like the Traveling Wilburys or something like that?
Well, there was that too. I think it was the same period, but there was one he did that has like it's him like just sitting there, and it's got this big like black Gretsch guitar. I don't know if that was in the liner or if that was actually on the cover. Just look it up quick. I don't know why I have such brain farts.
I'm the same way, dude.
Harley's saying John Cipollina, Quicksilver. I know the name John Cipollina. The Ventures. There you go.
Quicksilver.
Sorry.
Yeah, I'm still learning all the minutiae of guitar and guitar players and stuff. I know the music, but I might not know the actual player.
Yeah. No, I hear you. What's that? So did Gary go to bed? See if I can find this.
Silver Adventures. Dogpile, what song? Name a song that Ciparella did.
Oh, Quicksilver Messenger Service. Yeah.
Cipiola. Cipolia.
A rig that looked like it was out of a sci-fi movie. See if I can find that. Oh wow, it did. Is there any way you can put a picture up here? I can send you like a link to it.
You can put it in the chat. I can share pictures, but I can't. But if you do your own live show, you'll be able to share your own links.
Gotcha. Let me find it here.
But if you have a link for it, just post it in the comment section.
Oh, there you go. I found the link. Oh, what did I do? I just hit the wrong button. Sorry.
Yeah, thanks for stopping by, Soto. I think I'm gonna drop this out here in like 5 minutes, running at 2.5 hours. Appreciate you stopping by, bro. Start getting that lick of the week out again, man.
Oh, for some reason it won't let me. Oh, it won't let me post it because it's a web link. I don't know why it won't let me post it. That's weird.
It's posting over here in
Oh, maybe it's, oh, you know what? I put it in several times. I'm sorry. Let me just get rid of one of those.
yeah, I see it, man.
Sorry about that. My thing wasn't updating. I'll take one out. There we go.
Now that's a night at minus the Bigsby or whatever it is. Yeah, give me that guitar, dude.
Yeah, right. Look at that. Is that a pick guard or a paint job?
I don't know, man.
Crazy. And think about it, like people seeing that back then too, they probably thought he was from Mars. That's a cool rig though, dude.
Yeah.
In their head, then he's got the Echoplex on one side, and then what's this on the left? It says modulus or mod.
Like 15s.
Yeah, the aluminum cones, and then it looks like I can't tell what that pedal on the right looks like almost like a custom pedal. Not custom the company, but like custom made.
Yeah.
That one on the left looks like one of those, I don't know what is like a Mutron or something, but man, that's a cool rig. Mounted the Echoplex on the side and then put actual horns on top.
So is that an actual SG or is that just something he had custom built?
I have no idea. Maybe Harley could tell you. He was the one that was talking about it. I'm not sure. Later, Metal Soda. Oh, it's a pick guard, Harley said. He said it's been carved.
Okay.
I'm guessing now, correct me if I'm wrong, because there's a good chance I probably am wrong, but from what Harley's saying, it sounds like maybe it was some sort of SG and then they customized, but I can't tell from that picture if that's a real SG headstock or not. I'm sure this guy probably had the money to get a real SG. If it was custom made, it was probably like some super high end custom made. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh, it was a Gibson Maestro fuzz. That's what it was. Wow. And then Vox, Wah-wah, and volume pedals. If you scroll down, I didn't realize it tells you about it. They have his stuff at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. That's cool.
Yeah.
So it's just
that whole kit's in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
yeah. All it says is custom design Gibson SG guitars. So maybe Gibson did them for him specifically, or maybe someone customized them afterwards. I don't know.
Straight out of Buck Rogers, yeah.
Yeah, I know, right? I love that, like that old kind of like 50s though. Like we're guessing how futuristic thing is gonna look. You know, like all the fins on the cars and the bubble glass and stuff.
Yeah.
That's like impossible to replace now, right? There's like one piece bubble front glass, you know, cars.
Hollywood in the 40s, Hollywood in the 60s, and Hollywood in the 70s, 90s, and now it's totally different.
Oh yeah, not the same place at all.
Yeah.
Not at all. Like Hollywood in the 50s might have been kind of cool.
So when are you gonna do your first live thing, bro?
Me?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if I can fly solo yet.
Oh, shut the fuck up.
I'd be too nervous. I'm just kind of.
I'll come in there and hang with you, or get Gary to come hang with you, man.
I'm just hanging in the background with you. As long as I feel like I'm not stealing.
You run your own thing, and then me and Gary come on, and we'll kick you in the ass. We'll kick you in the nuts.
I'll need a kick in the ass. Oh, cool. Dogquest said there's a good wiki on him and the equipment. I'll have to check it out.
What's tomorrow, Tuesday? I don't think there's much happening Tuesday, man. I mean, if you're up and people are hanging out and nobody's got nothing to do, run a live chat.
I'm trying to get on a better schedule because right now, at least for this week, I'm off, but I'm supposed to be possibly starting a new job contract in the next week or so.
Cool.
See, but right now it's like still after holidays. Not in I finished my other contract, so I'm not in another one yet. So it's still kind of vacation time for me, but still gonna go.
If you run something about 8 o'clock Eastern, I can probably catch that, or later would be better.
Yeah.
But like maybe 10 o'clock or 9 o'clock.
Yeah, like 9 or 10 would probably be better if I did do it, just so I can get the kids in bed and stuff.
Yeah, whenever you're getting your kids in bed, you gotta. You don't have to hang for 2 hours, 3 hours like we do and stuff. You can just.
Yeah, it's funny. I didn't even realize how late it was. I just looked over 2 minutes ago.
Make a video that says, "Here I am."
Yeah.
And that's all you got to do, man.
Are you leaving, Mickey? All right. Good night, Mickey. Thanks for coming, buddy.
Yeah. And I want to thank all you guys for stopping by, hanging out. All the moderators in there. Sandra, I appreciate you being my cheerleader over there. Helps out a lot.
Definitely. Thank you for sure.
Got
Thank
your
you, brother.
cherry. I got it. You got to leave me a comment about who got your cherry.
I know. I will. I might not put it in those words, but I will.
Yeah, well, what happens in here stays in here, kind of. You have to kind of you have to watch it all the way to the end. Most people.
Exactly. You had to be there, right? That kind of thing.
Cool. So who's all here yet? Let me do a roll call here. Hey, if you're hiding over there, come out and say goodbye, man. Harley, Metal Soda, he's gone. Sandra, Dog Pop, appreciate you stopping by. Edwin, Thrash, all you guys. Tom, thanks for being a guest, man. And appreciate you being on here.
Thanks for helping with that cherry soda thing.
What's that?
I said thanks for helping with that cherry soda thing. That cherry thing.
Oh, the cherry. No problem, dude. But yeah, if you wanna run one of these, I kind of see. I'm in Alaska, so I'm 4 hours behind everybody.
Right.
So I kind of got a niche spot, but sometimes it's a little late for the East Coast. Whatever. But
yeah,
I try to get the what do we want to call them? Late night people who can't sleep.
Yeah. So if you start at 10, it's like 6 o'clock. If you start at 10 Eastern time, it's like 6 for you, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it makes sense.
I'm 4 hours behind the East Coast, so.
Yeah, you're really far west from where I am. Yeah.
Yeah. If it's 6 o'clock here, it's 7 o'clock in California.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, because you're 3.
All right. Good night, Sandra.
Good. Play us out, man.
Oh, that didn't sound good. I don't even know what to play. Let's see. Can't even barely hear it.
It's all right, dude. Peace out.
Oh, Harley, it's LSL Strat.
Cool. Harley, Sandra, Metal, Edwin, Dogpaw, Tom, thanks for stopping by, man.
Oh, thanks for having me, man. I really appreciate it.
See you guys later, man.
All right. Catch you later, brother.
Later. Have a good night, man.
You too.
Peace.